Wait. Before you reach for that handful of mixed nuts, there's something you urgently need to know. You've been told for years that nuts are healthy, packed with protein, rich in good fats, and great for your heart, right? But what if I told you that some nuts are silently damaging the health of seniors? Yes, even the ones labeled as heart healthy. For seniors over 60, eating the wrong nuts can lead to serious, even deadly, health consequences. If you're a senior or care about someone who is, stop scrolling and listen closely. In this video, we're uncovering 5 nuts that seniors should never eat. These aren't random guesses or clickbait. This is real science, backed by expert opinions and the latest medical research. These 5 nuts can increase the risk of stroke, kidney failure, heart complications, and even certain cancers if consumed frequently by older adults. And it gets worse. Some of these nuts are deceptively marketed as health foods, but for seniors, they can be a hidden danger. They clog your arteries, disrupt your digestion, raise your blood pressure, and even accelerate cognitive decline. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 5 nuts to avoid, and you'll also discover safer, healthier alternatives that actually support aging bodies, not destroy them. Now let's dive in. This could literally save your life, or the life of someone you love. Scene transitions with rising tension and background music. Let's start with the commonly praised nut that could be quietly harming millions of seniors: the cashew. First glance, cashews seem like the perfect snack. Creamy, rich, and found in countless health. But here's what they don't tell you. Cashews contain high levels of oxalates, compounds that can bind with calcium in your body and form kidney stones. For a younger person with strong kidneys, this might not be a huge deal. But for a senior whose kidney function has already started to decline with age, this can become a deadly problem. Oxalates are especially dangerous when consumed regularly, and cashews are often found in trail mixes, protein bars, and vegan dairy substitutes. This means many seniors may be consuming large quantities of them without even realizing it. When these oxalates accumulate in your kidneys, they begin forming stones, sharp, painful, and potentially fatal if untreated. The risk of kidney failure multiplies if you're already on medications like diuretics, which many seniors are. That's not all. Cashews are also very high in omega-6 fatty acids, which promote inflammation. Chronic inflammation in seniors has been directly linked to Alzheimer's disease, arthritis, and cardiovascular disease. Still think cashews are safe? Let's move on. The second nut on our deadly list is the Brazil nut. Shocking, right? Brazil nuts are often marketed as selenium-rich superfoods. But here's the scary part: they can contain up to 90 micrograms of selenium per nut. Sounds healthy? Not if you're over 60. Seniors typically require only 55 micrograms of selenium per day, and too much selenium can be toxic. The condition is called selenosis, and its symptoms include nausea, fatigue, nerve damage, and even death in extreme cases. What makes Brazil nuts particularly dangerous is how easy it is to overeat them. They're large, crunchy, and often salted, making them addictive. Just 3 Brazil nuts can push a senior into toxic selenium levels. That's not just dangerous, it's life-threatening. Studies show that seniors with selenium toxicity experience a dramatic decline in thyroid function, immune resistance, and cognitive ability. It's like slowly poisoning your body, 1 nut at a time. Still want to sprinkle them on your salad? Number 3 on the list is a nut that's becoming increasingly popular, especially among health-conscious people and plant-based eaters: the almond. Now, before you panic, almonds in moderation aren't necessarily deadly. But for seniors, especially those with thyroid issues, the danger is real. Almonds contain natural compounds called goitrogens. These substances interfere with iodine uptake in the thyroid gland, which is especially problematic for older adults already on thyroid medications. Think about how many almond products you consume daily: almond milk, almond butter, almond flour. You may be getting a much higher dose than you realize. And that's not even the worst part. Almonds are one of the hardest nuts to digest. As we age, our stomach produces less hydrochloric acid. That makes it harder to break down complex plant materials. Undigested almonds can lead to bloating, constipation, and poor nutrient absorption, especially dangerous for seniors at risk of malnutrition or gastrointestinal distress. You may be thinking, but aren't almonds good for cholesterol? Yes, in small amounts and for the right age group. But seniors, especially those with weakened digestion and thyroid issues, should think twice before making almonds a daily habit. One handful could be doing more harm than good. Next up, and this one might really surprise you, is the peanut. Technically, not even a nut, but a legume. Peanuts are perhaps the most common snack in America, found in everything from peanut butter to protein bars. But here's what makes them a ticking time bomb for seniors. Peanuts are one of the most mold-prone foods on the planet. That's right. They're frequently contaminated with the toxic substance called aflatoxin produced by a fungus that grows on improperly stored peanuts. Aflatoxins are classified as a Group 1 carcinogen by the World Health Organization, the same category as asbestos and tobacco. They're strongly linked to liver cancer, especially in older adults with compromised immune systems. Even worse, you can't see or taste the contamination. It could be in your peanut butter right now. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because their liver function often declines with age, and their ability to detoxify harmful substances diminishes. But that's not all. Peanuts are high in omega-6 fats, inflammatory compounds that disrupt the delicate balance of essential fatty acids in your body. Chronic inflammation is a slow, invisible killer in seniors. It's tied to heart attacks, joint pain, memory loss, and even depression. If you're a senior eating peanuts regularly, whether roasted, salted, or blended into a creamy spread, you may be increasing your risk of inflammation-related diseases without realizing it. Still tempted to make a PB&J? And finally, we come to perhaps the most deceptive nut of all, the macadamia nut. Known for its rich, buttery texture and luxury price tag, the macadamia nut is often considered a gourmet treat. But for seniors, this indulgence may come at a high cost. Why? Because macadamia nuts are dangerously high in saturated fat. Just a small handful can contain over 20 grams of fat, much of it saturated, the kind that clogs arteries and raises LDL cholesterol levels. As we age, our metabolism slows, and our body becomes less efficient at processing saturated fats. For seniors with pre-existing heart conditions, which is a large portion of the population over 60, eating macadamia nuts can spike cholesterol and increase the risk of plaque buildup in the arteries. The result? A heightened risk of heart attack and stroke. But there's more. Macadamia nuts are extremely calorie-dense. In older adults who are less active, this can lead to weight gain, insulin resistance, and metabolic syndrome. Now imagine combining that with high blood pressure, poor circulation, and a sedentary lifestyle. It's a recipe for disaster. Now, I know what you're thinking. Are all nuts bad for me? Not necessarily. There are safe, healthy alternatives that offer the nutritional benefits of nuts without the deadly risks. Walnuts, for example, are high in anti-inflammatory omega-3s. Pistachios, in moderation, support eye health and circulation. And pecans, when raw and unsalted, may actually improve cognitive performance in older adults. But here's the golden rule: moderation is everything. And knowing which nuts to avoid is just as important as knowing which ones to embrace. Seniors need customized nutrition. What works for a 30-year-old gym rat doesn't work for someone over 65. Your body is more sensitive, your metabolism is slower, and your risks are higher. So, take this seriously. If you're a senior or love someone who is, check your pantry today. Read the labels. Toss out the dangerous nuts. Replace them with safer, age-appropriate options. Your life could literally depend on it. Now that you know the 5 nuts you must avoid, make sure to share this video with your parents, grandparents, or friends over 60. It could protect them from heart disease, kidney failure, or worse. And if you want to know more about what foods seniors should eat for better brain health, stronger bones, and longer life, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got more life-saving content coming your way.